Hello, everyone. Hope you are all doing great. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to all are joining us globally. I am Parth Varu, Events and Program Manager for Microsoft Reactor. And yes, I welcome you all for our today's episode on MVP Connect on Copilot Factory by Abdul Rashid Firoz Khan, our renowned MVP from Microsoft. But before we start our today's event, let's go through our code of conduct. We are all here to learn together, participate together. So please be respectful of other people's views, understanding the differences, be kind and considerate in a way we all engage. Yes, we do encourage you all to participate. Please drop all your questions in a comment section and we'll pick it up from there. I would now not like to delay much. I'd like to bring in uh, Abdul. Hey Abdul, how are you?
Hey Parth, thanks. I'm doing good. How about you?
All well, all great. So, morning's breakfast with agents. The floor is all yours.
All right. Thank you so much. Yeah.
Yes.
Well, let me share my screen. Okay. I hope you could see my screen.
Yep.
Yep. All right. Cool. Well, so thank you very much, everyone, for joining us over this live stream event of Microsoft Reactor. And yes, I'm Abdul Rashid Firoz Khan. I thank Pat and the entire logistics team behind this on getting a wonderful track that's happening, especially joining hands with Microsoft MVPs to get pitch towards a much better experience to learn about what's happening with the industry and what's the way that you kickstart on especially on the agents that we have been speaking almost at all places today. So today we are gonna spend the next probably like 1 hour, or I will split like last some 10 minutes to hold on to the questions. We're gonna discuss about Copilot Factory, which is said to be a service, right? Which is said to be more of helping you to work as developing agents in a faster track, and we also work as Copilot accelerators. And this is going to be a kickstart where you need to know you have to do something called assessments. You need to do a AI maturity assessment, and you also need to do an AI readiness assessment for your organization or for your team before you start speaking or before you start developing with something called AI agents. So this is said to be, a very good kickstart to understand about if your environment is ready to adopt for something called AI agents here, and especially with Microsoft Copilot Studio. And we will speak much in detail on why to stick on towards a Copilot Studio as well. So before diving deeper, I would love to do a quick networking. I'm Abdul Rashid Firoz Khan, as Pat introduced, and I'm a founder and CEO of Code Sizzler. We are based out of India and Middle East. I have been also recognized as a Microsoft MVP on Azure for the past, almost like 10 years in the program. And I'm a Microsoft certified trainer as well. And I do give my contributions towards Microsoft on the cloud data center maintenance as a Azure cloud advocate. And I take care of the Copilot Factory team as an AI lead. And at top of that, I have been working with other cloud environments as well. So that's like, a quick introduction about me. And here is set to be a short agenda on what we are about to discuss today. We'll be speaking about what a Copilot Factory is and what we do at Copilot Factory. We will also be diving deeper, speaking about the AI maturity assessment, the readiness assessment, and the capabilities of the AI agents, especially the Copilot and the SDK environment, which we have, which is said to be Copilot Studio, and followed by that, a quick short demo as well. So I would say you can be you can play a role like CTO, or you're heading up something like a innovation lead to your organization, or still if you're a tech guy coming up with AI or ML background experience, or you have like working as a privacy officer or data architect. You're like all in a good place to make sense about what AI agent is and what you need to know before starting to develop something called AI agent. Let me start here speaking about Copilot Factory. So Copilot Factory is nothing but a service. As I told you, it's said to be a service environment where we work as Copilot accelerators. So Copilot Factory is a framework that's designed to accelerate the deployment of industry-specific copilots. This enables the organizations to go, live just in days, coming up with copilots. And it's not like normally when you take copilots to be developed, it takes like months. Okay, I have been working with customers where I see like they take 6 months or 7 months to come up with a copilot and then go do a water testing for the same. But here we work as accelerators where we have the pre-built copilots that are said to be ready available, and it takes we let's say you expose your REST API and you come up with a business use case, or you tell us like where you're gonna where you're spending more on your charts, okay, where it gets spiked, and we come up with a use case asking you to go with the copilot for the same. And as we work with different industries, right, we have the Copilot environment, which is said to be for retail, which is said to be for healthcare. We do have copilots that are said to be available for airline industries, restaurants, right, hotel bookings. So we have like copilots that are pre-built and are ready available. And the point that we are about to make sense is that what is the use case that you come across, whether we need to build a RAG or we need to work on a vector, right? So that's set to be a roadmap that we sketch across, and we just keep your enterprise-ready AI solutions with the business needs that it can meet across. So that's exactly where we stick on towards something called Copilot, with a tagline saying, the Copilot factory that helps you to come up with a Copilot just in days and not in months. The core principles of Copilot Factory is that it helps you to go with the early discovery. So the framework emphasizes identifying the use cases and the requirements early in the process to ensure alignment with the business goals. We do have like a proactive guidance, so it provides continuous support and guidance throughout the development lifecycle, ensuring smooth implementation for the same. And on top of that, we do have this predictable success. So by leveraging proven methods, let me say, you go across, right, you try coming up with a experience in how predictable the environment is said to be for the Copilot environment. So you just like start enabling the environments, and you try coming up with the better of what you can achieve with the reliable outcomes for the Copilot development. Enterprise ready AI is like, we say the framework is designed to meet the demands of enterprise environments, ensuring the scalability, security, and even the compliance that we have. So this is like, let's say it is built to integrate seamlessly with your existing systems and even with the workflows that we have. So that's altogether where we go. We come up with enabling rapid deployment through optimized APIs that are highly adapted to your business needs. And we also work more about acceleration with Copilot, which is about like we do prompt engineering. We take care of we have customers coming in speaking about scenarios that are related to security. Okay, so we need to work on a part where we have a prompt based engineering that gets involved, and we also need to make sense that the access for the data with the AI agents is said to be with different granular access control that you try to give. Let's say I'm going to be a contributor, I have someone at my team who is going to be the owner, right? We have like different kind of privileges that we come up with, and we work as accelerators, right, enabling them to go with granular access to be given. So this is like one kind of scenario where excuse me, where we work as Copilot accelerators. So the typical success story by Copilot Factory is that the journey all begins with initiate, right? The initiate phase that we have. So here is where we prepare to kick off the project. And this includes setting up regular touch points to ensure alignment and clear communication from the start. So during a kickoff, you need to go with these two things: AI maturity assessment, and the other one is said to be the AI readiness assessment that you have to do. AI maturity assessment is a critical, part of your process. I mean, this includes a comprehensive 360-degree infrastructure audit to evaluate your current capabilities. And we leverage a battle tested roadmaps and frameworks that's used by Fortune almost like 500 companies to ensure that your AI is set to be ready. And this assessment helps, let me say, identifying the capability gaps, mitigate the implementation risks, and optimize the resource allocation for successful deployment. Then we then go with the readiness. We speak about what makes your environment to be ready to move on towards the AI agentic steps, and there comes the implementation phase. So once when you have these two things to be ready, once you have addressed the infra gaps, your team technical considerations, and the compliance that we need to work with the organization. So once when we have all these things to be ready, you then go with the implementation. So there could be like different kind of customers who comes in who say that we are completely digitalized or who could be like semi-digitalized, right? We need to work with all these customers to see how we can address efficiency for all these folks as such. So you then go with implementing. So we have like we move into the implement phase, which involves design, build, and preparing for the Copilot solution for deployment. And once deployed, we focus on the operations and ensure a smooth go live process, making the solution fully operational and to be ready for use. So having these things to be considered, you try coming up with a success story there. So by following this structured approach, Copilot Factory lets you to go where we have helped, numerous organizations achieving their AI goals. So this ensures predictable and repeatable success for us. Here is about in detail on what you need to look for when you work with AI maturity assessment. So this is the very first kickstart, which we say AI maturity assessment, and followed by this, we do the readiness assessment too. The AI maturity assessment in a Copilot factory starts with, the very first step in the AI maturity assessment is to conduct a current state analysis and gap identification. So this involves a thorough evaluation of your existing AI infrastructure tools and workflows to understand where you stand today. Here, we assess the data readiness, including the quality of your data and the robustness of your governance frameworks, ensuring your data is prepared to support AI initiatives. We also evaluate your workforce skills and the cultural alignments with the AI adoption, as it's said to be like critical for success implementation and for a long-term sustainability too. We also work with mapping your current AI use cases against the industry benchmarks, and we can identify the gaps and the opportunities for your improvement. Finally, we identify potential risks like the compliance issues, the bias in AI models, and the security vulnerabilities to ensure a smooth and secure AI adoption process. Excuse me. The next comes the maturity framework customization that you need to look for. So this is the second checklist. The AI maturity assessment includes a customized framework tailored to your organization unique needs and for the industry standards. Excuse me. So we begin with an online test, right, to evaluate your current AI capabilities, benchmarking your performance against the peers in the same industry. We go with having the gap identification to be addressed over here. So the assessment includes critical gaps in the areas like the data pipelines, the talent and tooling, providing actionable insights as well for the improvement. You also get like a visual maturity heat map, which is created to illustrate these gaps, ensuring stakeholder alignment and buy-in for necessary changes there. We define maturity levels like the it can be on foundational, it can be experimental, scalable, and the autonomous as well. So this helps you to understand where your organization currently stands and where it needs to go as well. You finally come up with a scorecard. We deliver a scorecard for you based on the evaluation that's conducted across the key dimensions like technology, governance, and innovation, offering a comprehensive view of your AI readiness. You might have plenty many use cases coming across within your organization. So a critical part of this AI maturity assessment is the use case prioritization matrix. So this helps in identifying and prioritizing the high impact AI use cases like chatbots and autonomous workflows too. So we catalog these use cases and rank them based on feasibility, ROI, and their alignment with the key business KPIs, ensuring that the most valuable opportunities are set to be addressed first. So then we go with the maturity assessment, speaking about the agentic AI development lifecycle. This is a structured approach again over a part of the maturity assessment. So this is about building intelligent agents that can operate autonomously and in a collaborative way. So this life cycle is going to be given, which ensures that the AI agents are designed, tested, and deployed in a way that maximizes their effectiveness and alignment with the business goals. We then go, we set up the deployment strategies for scalable AI. So to ensure scalable and efficient AI deployment, we implement or we employ a variety of deployment strategies that's tailored to your organization's needs. So these strategies are designed to minimize risk, optimize the performance, and ensure seamless integration with the existing system that you have. We also go, giving up the CI or CD pipelines, which is for automating and the deployment process that enables rapid and reliable updates to the AI models and applications. We then speak about giving a canary deployment, and we also help the team to understand how an hybrid architecture support is set to be available, combining the power of on-premise and cloud-based solutions. Finally, we also give a roadmap setting about the split testing that we do. So different versions of AI solutions and the testing that has to be undergone for the same. At top of this, we also perform a performance optimization. So we go with continuous performance optimization resource, which ensures that the AI solutions operate at peak efficiency, delivering the best possible outcomes while minimizing the resource consumption there. Right. We then go with LLM ops, right? The large language model operations and the optimizations that you need to do as well, and the model lifecycle management. So this is said to be critical for maintaining the efficiency, accuracy, and the reliant, the relevance that we can say over the AI models over time. So this framework ensures that the models are continuously monitored and it's updated as well and optimized to meet evolving business needs there. So there's said to be like a version control for tracking, tracking the changes that happens to the AI models, ensuring the reproducibility and enabling the rollback to previous versions that's said to be needed. We then go with having the prompt engineering pipelines to optimize the inputs that's given to the AI models, ensuring like high quality outputs and reducing the risk of errors or the biases there. So let me say overall, we are going to work with monitoring, we are going to work with observability, we also work with this cost governance. So this is like, this process is crucial for fine tuning the models, giving a better performance, okay, and achieving desired results as well. So this is one another important key step that we have at the AI maturity assessment there. Then comes, the product and scaling frameworks. So we work with designing to ensure that the AI solutions can be effectively scaled and integrated into your business operations. So this provides the necessary infrastructure and the strategies to support large-scale deployments and continuous growth. So we recently have like ACS, say for example, like if you want to publish your AI agent towards a WhatsApp channel or something, then I mean like we have been working with Twilio. So we have like the infrastructure that splits the wings, right? That spreads the wings, I would say, over other tools like going via Twilio towards the WhatsApp, or now you come up with Azure communication service that can be used as well to publish your channel over the WhatsApp there. Followed by these things, I mean, we still have you need to put up the risk mitigation, and you also need to think about the business cases and the ROI modeling as well here. So I mean, this framework helps quantify the value. You go with ensuring the alignments with your organization's strategic goals, and this approach provides a clear understanding of the financial and operational benefits of AI initiatives. Followed by this, the second test that you need to start is that the AI readiness assessment. So Copilot Factory goes ahead, setting up, a certification to be given that your environment or your organization is now ready to go, working with the readiness to be done, working with your AI agents to be developed. So here we start with the current state maturity audit. We deploy Copilot agents that aligns with your compliance needs and business objectives with zero compromises over here. We do a AI infrastructure health check, as I said before. So we validate the compute, we validate the storage and the cloud resource for LLM or for agentic workloads if you already have, or if you have bought from Microsoft. Or let's say we also recommend you to come up with what's set to be the infra that you need as such. Say, for example, it can be like we can discuss about API latency, we would be discussing about GPU availabilities over here. Then comes the data ecosystem viability. So you're going to audit the data pipelines, you're going to audit the quality labeling and the governance for AI training and inference compliance there. Talent and skills inventory, as I said, you map the gaps in critical roles, right? The LLM engineers, AI, guys who are said to be involved, in autonomous system architects who gets involved. Ethical AI governance reviews should also be done within the organization. So we assess existing frameworks. You need to join hands on existing frameworks for bias detection, explainability, and human oversight too. Finally comes the process automation mapping. So you identify the workflows that said to be right for Gen AI augmentation. Think about like you want to do document processing or you want to come up with chatbots. So those kind of evaluations are said to be done over this maturity audit. And now, as we already discussed, we come up with different kind of use cases, and we see if you have already digitalized or you have not been digitalized as well. And based on this, the previous benchmark that we have, we go with having the environment to be split across, having the use case to be set on prioritized. So let's say we start with a high impact scenario here. So high impact scenario is about rank the use cases like AI copilots, predictive analytics based on the ROI, the feasibility, and the risk as well. You also do a regulatory readiness scoring for your organization. So we flag the use cases requiring compliance with GDPR, AI Act, or industry specific mandates there. Then comes ROI benchmarking. So compare the build, the build versus buy options. Say OpenAI APIs versus the custom LLMs, right? Let's think about the costing. Let's think about the scalability factors that gets involved too. Then we have the agentic AI simulation. So this goes with testing the autonomous agent workflows. Say, for example, again, supply chain bots, IoT-based, IoT-driven decisions in the sandbox environments. And finally, the competitive gap analysis. So you evaluate peer benchmarks to avoid lagging in AI-driven innovation. You then need to go, you have to think about the technical architecture and the scalability that's set to be available with your team. So this readiness assessment goes with an important technical feasibility to be checked with the architecture and the scalability there. So Gen AI tool chain capability, that's like you audit the integration of vector database, LLM ops tools, and existing ERP or CRM systems there. We do have like latency and real-time processing. So you do a stress test infrastructure for the agentic AI needs. Say, for example, you give up, like 100 ms response times. Okay. And we also need to do something called multi-cloud orchestration here. So this is designed with hybrid architectures for seamless scaling of your AI workloads across the regions then. Finally comes the security protocols. So you review the encryption, you assess the controls, and you get an access for it, and do a data anonymization for the AI model safety there. Edge or IoT integration is that you can validate the infrastructure for agentic AI deployments towards IoT See, we have like agentic AI, which is said to be spread wide across the use cases. Think about what if you have been using with logistics? What if at all if you are using in an automobile industry, right? Manufacturing or field operations to be utilized. So we need to validate the infrastructure for agentic AI deployments there. And then comes, taking the previous checklist, what you did for the maturity assessment, consider the same coming up with the readiness now, doing a risk mitigation and the compliance framework. So we start with the bias and the hallucination testing here. So this is about implementing a red teaming for LLMs and autonomous agents to minimize the harmful outputs there. We also go with the explainability requirements. So this defines the thresholds for model transparency in critical workflows. Say, for example, it can be again with finance, it can be with healthcare. Then comes autonomy liability frameworks. This establishes the accountability chains for agentic AI decisions. So this like human in the loop versus a full autonomy that comes in. You also have a identity response playbook here. So we draft the protocols for AI failures like misinformation leaks, agentic workflow errors that comes in. Finally, the regional compliance alignment. You can adapt the frameworks to EU AI Act, US executive orders, and APAC regulations as well with the help of this. You then need to put up an implementation roadmap and a talent strategy. So you come up with the Copilot Factory will help you providing with a phased rollout plan. We define the milestones like we start from POC, go with pilot, scale, right with the KPIs and budget allocations. The pilot design then, so you build a 12-week sandbox for testing high priority use cases with measurable outcomes. We then have a change management blueprint. So this addresses the employee or customer adoption barriers with training and communication plans. Upskilling partnerships. So you need to curate the programs for prompt engineering, AI ethics, and autonomous system monitoring there. Think about vendor evaluation metrics as well. So you score, you come up with third-party AI tools, example, Copilot Studio that you can use, or you to think about like what in case if you're coming with a third-party integrations as well. Say you want to use Copilot Studio for development, and you need to integrate the CRM which runs from Salesforce, or you use a Copilot Studio, provided you need to do calling up Tableau once again for the integration. So we need to check about the fit and lock-in risks that we have over here. That's set to be over the vendor evaluation metrics that we do. So once when we have a checklist with all these things given for your organization, or when we set up the organization is ready to move for AI agents, then we are going to speak about the AI agents and the capabilities, right? We have like two things that we split across when we speak on the Microsoft side. We have one where we encourage the pro code guys to stick on towards something called AI Foundry. And there's also another service platform, which is from Microsoft again, which we say it is said to be Microsoft Copilot Studio for a low code folks. And Microsoft accelerates more, giving you the faster deployment and development to be involved as well when you work with something called Copilot Studio. Of course, there's said to be better pros and cons on both of the environments that we have, but Microsoft helps more when we use helps in the sense it's going to help you with acceleration for the development and more when you speak about something called Copilot Studio. And yes, Copilot Factory also sticks towards, by default, having the priority towards Copilot Studio so that we can give you faster deployments and acceleration compared towards what we have in the AI Foundry. AI Foundry, of course, it also has like different pros. You can compare the models, you can put up a benchmark, right? You try coming up with the models and endpoints to be communicated with machine learning solutions that you already have. So there are like different factors, but then here in this session, let's get started speaking about the Copilot Studio. Before speaking about the Copilot Studio, I want to stick towards illustrating about why agents and what particularly an agent is going to do for us. This is a keyword or a tagline that we say agents are the new chatbots. So throughout this conversation, I have been speaking about something called agents instead of calling something called bots or chatbots. So this reflects the evolution and the new branding of conversational AI. Agents represents a more advanced and immersive user experience, leveraging next generation AI capabilities for you. So here comes Microsoft Copilot Studio. Microsoft Copilot Studio is an end-to-end conversational AI platform that empowers you to create and customize the agents using natural language or a graphical interface there. Now with Copilot Studio, you can easily design, test, and publish the agents tailored to your specific needs, whether for internal or external scenarios across the various industries, departments, or the roles there. We do have a immersive, UX and advanced capabilities with the Copilot Studio. So the agents offer when you stick on towards agents, it offers a more immersive user experience and next generation AI capabilities. Why do you want to use something called text? Instead, go with a voice, right? Try speaking towards your Copilot. So we make them like more effective and versatile than the traditional chatbots that we have. And this evolution allows for more natural and engaging interactions, enhancing both customer and for the employee experiences too. Here is about the Copilot Studio, much with a broader broadcast. So let's say we're gonna cast this about calling up almost like all kind of ecosystem which is said to be from the Microsoft 365 Power Platform, right? Of course, I say Microsoft 365, so you get the end-to-end SaaS service to be involved with this. You can create, you can manage, publish, and extend the agents from all like one tool that you have, which is said to be Copilot Studio. So this end-to-end SaaS service allows you to go live in minutes, streamlining the entire process that we have here. We do have like the integrations with the AI service, so we can easily integrate with Azure AI Studio, the Azure Log Service, Bot Framework, and various other Microsoft conversational service to enhance the capabilities of your agents. And this integration ensures that your agents are powered by the latest AI technologies and can leverage a wide range of data sources and the service too. We go with the agents and conversational AI to be involved here. We have like Microsoft 365 conversational experiences for three. This is like the experiences are designed to integrate seamlessly with your daily workflows. Think about Teams. Think about this like one kind of family that we have, and that joins hands with other co-pilots which are said to be available with Dynamics 365 and Power Platform products. You have like sales, finance, marketing, right? We get all those things involved with the Copilot thing. And apart from that, the other Microsoft Copilot tools as well, Sales Copilot, Service Copilot, the Copilot for Power Platform. So each is designed to meet specific business needs. And these Copilots leverages the AI to enhance the customer interactions and operational efficiency. Finally, we come up with having agents to become available. So this is like custom agents for enterprises and third parties. The enterprises and third parties can create custom agents tailored to their unique requirements, ensuring flexibility and the scalability there. These agents it can be integrated with various Microsoft services to provide a cohesive user experience for you. So Copilot Studio allows you to extend and customize, first-party copilots and build the custom agents there. So this powerful tool integrates with Bot Framework or SDK, Bot Service Channels, AI Studio on Azure, AI Search, right, and Power Platform connectors and AI Builder as well. So this provides again a comprehensive development environment for you. I want to stick towards the Copilot Studio and let how it works, and we can also speak about this natural language understanding there. So if you want to say that I want to book a flight to Paris next week, then it takes the utterance, right? It thinks about what's the intent that you have given and what goes with the entities that are said to be available. So it tries making sense about the intent, which is about booking a flight, and the entities that Paris and the timing or the date is said to be like next week. So now it goes, the customer has an intent to book a flight, it checks the knowledge base, right? It sees if there's a flight that's said to be available for next week of time. The Gen AI lets you to make sense about what's going to be the date for the next week and search in the knowledge base if the data is said to be available for the same. And if at all, if this is not able to, address the concerns, then it tries doing a boosting conversation. So now we at Copilot Factory try to come up with these things, right? We provide you with the solutions which is said to be for prompt engineering then. The Copilot Studio accelerates, more about faster in development. And there are like few things that we need to go with a customized addressing to. Now, to ensure that we get it right, you need to confirm the departure city, the travel class preference, right? So we go with the boosting conversation, which tries to get more details from you and then search with the knowledge base that they have. So that's exactly where, we go. We try sticking on towards Copilot Studio, joining hands with the Copilot Factory then. Let's get on to a demo. We will speak about what this Copilot Factory is all about and the Copilot Studio, a quick tour as well. So this is said to be your Copilot Studio, and to work with this, you need to have quota allocated. You need to come up with the Copilot Studio license for the same, right? And we also need to have, as I said, the readiness to be done, the AI maturity assessment and the AI readiness assessment that we have. So say you can go for this Copilot Factory and see there are like two things that you need to think about: the maturity assessment, and the other one is said to be the readiness assessment that we have. Once when this is done, then we come up with Copilot Factory. I hope you could see this. We have agents, and we do have our agents available where we have like the default agents that are pre-built and ready available. So we have for let's say we have one set to be for sales calculator for LKQ. It's almost like you go with coming up with a sales to be calculated for your logistic industries. And we do have like for a medical appointment scheduler, we have like Copilot Factory Agent. You do have DocBot, which takes care of booking your appointments, okay, having access towards your patient records, right? And once when you do a booking towards your doctor, then it sends a message over the WhatsApp, right? You have a WhatsApp channel, so it sends a message towards the WhatsApp saying that you have a doctor appointment by tomorrow evening 6 p.m. for your kid or something like that. You can also write your logs like what your kid is suffering from, so that you go later. It gets, of course, it gets exposed towards the OCR that they have at the back end. But then we can also make it simple, like you just simply use easy tables, right? You get your data to be stored at the easy table. If your customer is set to be over the scratch, if they are not completely digitalized, or if they are just thinking about to move towards digitalized solutions, then we could recommend them saying that, hey, use an AI agent which can join hands with the easy tables or simply like a SQL database, something like that. This helps you on achieving a cost cutoff for the entire you know buying a OCR, buying a license, something like that. We do have customer inquiry agent, which is said to be for again like logistics department or the retail. We say that we have success stories which we have built for like Shopper Stop for Emirates as well, where we do a itinerary management with help of the AI agent. Now let's say I will take this. I will give you a quick demo tour what this DocBot can do, especially the power of this Copilot Studio. We have built this DocBot where it can help you to go having your booking to be done or having access towards the patient records. Now, let me say if I want to do a booking, it can ask me like, what's your name, right? And what's your phone number or something like that. Now, say for example, I would give my name as said to be Zara, and it asks me what is the phone number that you have. So I can give some, dummy phone number there, and it says I'm listing, list of doctors based on pediatrician. The reason is there's said to be a key ID which has been already created for this particular number. Okay, I tried giving this number even before, and it fetches the log from the previous I visited pediatrician. So it lists up like we have doctors availability for all these pediatricians. So you can select the doctor, you can then say the time when you need to meet them, and add the logs like what's going to be your problem to meet the doctor. This gets added towards the patient records, and we publish it towards WhatsApp channel. So both the doctor and even you get a message for the same. We could even think about like extending this towards an Outlook calendar, okay, where you set a calendar invite to be added up automatically there. Now, to develop this Copilot, you can go, you say, see, Copilot Studio has made it much simpler where you no need to go try configuring. Instead, you just give a prompt and it can work accordingly there. I do have like, you can go here, you click on see more so that you can find, the Copilot that's said to be available for different kind of use case scenarios there. Wellness check, right? We have these things coming up soon. Now, let me say, I'll go for this home and create a copilot. I would say develop a copilot for Microsoft Reactor to host events and get in touch with speakers, right? Uh, okay, I'll just keep this light. I will say to get in touch with speakers, and let's give this. It then asks, going up with all the respective other questions that comes in. Can you see this? It says this is an agent designed to assist in organizing and hosting events at Microsoft Reactor, as well as facilitating the communication with speakers there. So it goes diving deeper what it can do. It can assist in organizing and hosting events at Reactor, facilitate communications with speakers, including scheduling and follow ups, provide information about upcoming events and speaker profiles. It also ensures about all the interactions that are professional. And see, now this is something like you need to do, right? Instead, when you stick on towards Copilot Studio, Microsoft gives you a prediction about, hey, this is all like what we can do. Since you said that you want to work with something like a program management. Now, let's determine a name for your agent. How about Reactor Event Coordinator? Let me make it as Microsoft Reactor, okay, Event Cord. So this is said to be the name that we can give for the AI agent. So there we go with the name, right? And let's define the instructions for your agent. What specific tasks should the Microsoft Reactor handle when hosting the events? Uh, let's go. I will take this. I will ask the Copilot itself. I want to go with a completely a low code solution to speak about. So let's copy this. I'll go to my Copilot. You see, I have a Copilot here. Let's open this. So let me paste this and I will say, give me, right, give me a specific task which my AI agent should handle. Okay, let's remove this name, should handle when hosting events and getting in touch with speakers. For example, should it send reminders, manage schedules, or handle registrations? Let's try asking the same with the Copilot. So it says it can send reminder, it can manage the schedules, handling the registrations, communication, content management, technical support. Also add a task which is about the upcoming slot availability and check if the speakers are available. Add another task where the community leaders can check with Reactor team to see if they have a slot for them. So I give this, and we can copy, the complete additional tasks that's given here. Okay, now let me say I'll copy this, or let's just copy the actions that we have here. And I will go back here. I'll make it interactive. Let me say thanks for asking this and keep adding the below tasks, below instructions for my agent. I'll give this. And as we give this, you could find the change that happens at the right. Okay. Yes, the instructions have been added. Now scroll down. Can you find this? You have, the Copilot studio, which keeps adding up all these things. Now, if there's like anything that you want to add, specific towards event or something like that, we can try adding those details as well. So now, let me say we have a dedicated knowledge base as well for the Microsoft Reactor. So let me say yes, get the event details from this website. So this goes, you go with the reactor and you see like what are the events that's like happening over here. Now we are adding this towards the knowledge base. It has added the specified instruction, the data source. So you can continue exploring Copilot Studio and more functionality as well. I'm not diving deeper. I would probably join hands with Pat, checking about the further slots availability. I want to make it like, a complete roadshow, speaking about the next steps on the knowledge source, where we can use the AI search, okay, the models that we have. And we will also be speaking about the RAG. Okay, we go with the dedicated timing for RAG and the vector too. So let's go in the further tracks. But for now, I have this as a knowledge source, and yep, we are good. So we can then say either you say create, or if you want to make it like go try doing some manual kind of changes to be done, then we can say I want to skip towards configure there. Now let me say create, and this sets up the agent for us. So there we go. The name is Microsoft Reactor event code. Okay, and we have the instructions where it can send reminders, scheduling, all these things, and you get the details from the knowledge source which we have added. We can add like more actions, like what makes it to be more improved. Okay, the engagement and the triggers. You could find the default topics that are set to be available as well, which Microsoft Copilot Studio again recommends for you. Now I can go, I can say test the agent. Let me say, hi, how can I help you today? See, it gives a default message, right? I'm Microsoft Reactor, even called a virtual assistant, all these things. I can make it, I can add like more instructions. Let me say, uh, edit this and add one more instruction. I can say that it has to be short in response, right? I mean, like we can just keep it added up over here. Let's scroll. You can add instruction saying that your response is set to be like, it should be short. Okay, that's fine. Now let's go back here. How can I help you today? Tell me about Microsoft Reactor. I'm just going from a scratch kind of question. See, it fetches the details. It says what Microsoft Reactor does for you. Tell me about the upcoming events. Then Microsoft Reactor. I can also add more, actions towards it, saying that I want you to go try coming up with, the questions that are related to Microsoft Reactor alone. Not even like other thing that falls under Microsoft. Don't answer questions that are related to Microsoft Azure. Just answer the events that are related to the event that's happening at the reactor. So it then says you go, you try visiting this page. But see, what makes a Copilot more enhanced is that you should be on a single window. You're not supposed to go, you try. Here we need to come, we need to work with the knowledge base. Okay, we need to work with the topics and actions. So I will take this, I will go for the next continuation of the series, right? We will see how we can work with this event management for the Microsoft Reactor itself. I don't want to go for an external website. Instead, I need a list up to be given over this Copilot itself. Just like what I was showing you, booking, access the patient records, something like that. I wanna go with a specific speaker. Let's say we have a speaker called ABC. I wanna see like what this particular speaker has been already speaking, and does he have anything coming on the cycle once again for the upcoming sessions. So we can set up those kind of filters as well here. Now, what factory does is that when we go to channels, you have like these default channels that are set to be ready available. We have like the Copilot Studio, which can get it published with the AI agent towards WhatsApp or towards Telegram, something like that. Now we work as an accelerator where we have the pre-built API connections that are available. Go with Twilio, get connected with voice enablement. Then you should have heard about something called VoIP, right? VoIP. So we say like we have agents that are pre-built that has been designed, working with the translation service as well, right? Say from English to Arab or Arab to English, something like that. So this can help you to go. I mean, like we let you know, don't form engineering team. Instead, go try using the pre-built agents that are set to be available, and thereon we work with the customization that's needed. Now what in case if you want to use coming up with any other tool like ServiceNow, right? Let's say we come up with again like an accelerator where we say instead of ServiceNow, right, you try something called Zendesk, right? I mean, like if the customer prefers for it, what if there's a customer who says that I have Zoho Disk which we are using. Let's not use Zoho's AI. Instead, you use Copilot Studio, connecting it with Zoho Disk there. That's exactly the way we do the acceleration, right? So with that, I come to an end for this. I want to stop here. We have like hardly another 8 minutes. I want to listen to you. If you have any questions for me, so that we make it clarified. Anything on the chat?
Yes, Abdul, we have one question from Bhopa. He's
Okay.
asking like he has a requirement of RPA or hyper automation. Let me know if it works and then how.
Okay. Yes. We have the Copilot Studio, which works with the help of the Copilot acceleration to be done with the help of hyper automation. But then again, we need to think about like what kind of hyper automation that you're gonna do, right? Let's say you're gonna come up with the response to be added up with the third parties that we have, or if you have like already connectors that are set to be available, enabled for the AI capabilities there. So we have to think about these factors. Can you get me more clarity, like what kind of hyper automation that you're going to try coming up with? Copilot Studio can play a major role with robotic process automation. We have like intelligent automation. It does conversation AI. It works with Power Automate. Okay, and we do have like automation approach in the sense like we have chatbot triggers. Okay, we have integration with legacy systems like CRM, even SAP. We have worked with SAP, right? We have like enterprise applications that has connectors with SAP and other ERPs that also to be available. So you need to think about like if at all if your use cases, say for example, you're coming up with finance and HR, you say I want to work with invoice processing or I want to work with employee onboarding, then what's the respective tool that you're using? We need to see if there's a default connector that's available. If not, we need to make sense that we you expose the REST APIs and we go ahead, we build it at top of it. Any other questions?
I hope that answers his question.
Yeah.
And yes, final call to drop in the questions. And meanwhile, so I have shared a link which can help you to take your learning further. So you all can get to the MS Learn and can take the learning further with this link on to create agents with MS Copilot Studio. So yes, looks
Okay.
like we are good, and let's call for a wrap. So yes, so Bhupa says processing documents for procurement.
Yes. Okay. Thanks, Pat. Thanks for adding that.
Yeah.
See, let's say if you want to go with the end-to-end procurement document processing, right? Then what the Copilot Studio can do is that you can come up with a chatbot which can accept the procurement documents with the help of the chat. And at top of that, say you're going to come up with the purchase orders or you're going to come up with the contracts, right? you're going to come up with a top of it with a Power Automate and a AI builder. So there's like OCR, which extracts the key fields from your PDFs, your scanned invoices or emails. And there on we go with the AI service. So you use Azure Form Recognizer for intelligent document understanding. So it's a doable fact. You can do with Copilot Studio. Okay. But then it's all like you need to think about there are default services that are set to be available with Microsoft Copilot Studio. You need to see how you're going to work with the RPA bots for that. Are you going to use Power Automate or you use something called UiPath? If at all, if you already have an existing system for that, then you need to think about the bottlenecks for the same. Connect with me on LinkedIn. This is an interesting use case. We can see how we can drive this higher in Bupa. We can come up even with an architecture for the same thing. Yeah, thanks, Pat.
So I'm dropping Abdul's LinkedIn connection. You can reach out to him for any more further questions on LinkedIn. Feel free to reach him out. And thank you, everyone. Thank you so much. Thank you, Abdul, for doing this. And yes, let's look for another session. And thank you, everyone, for joining us today.
Thanks, Pat. Thank you, everyone, for joining us.